BBN, Jack Frost. What's up, party people? So yeah. First, did anybody see that Super Bowl? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something that happened, right? So I'm watching the Super Bowl, right? So I see the team that I predicted to win get down. And I was just thinking in the back of my head, I was like, I bet you there's people right now that think that the San Francisco 49ers that they're gonna win. And in the back of my mind, all I could think about is, do you see the way that those players are moving out there? Do you see the energy that they giving off? Do you see the swag that the Kansas City Chiefs still had in them? It was just a matter of time. Couple of things we want to get to. We're gonna go talk about the actual show. The actual game. But the main thing that I want to discuss is in regards to Jay-Z, Colin Kaepernick, and the NFL, and how I think a lot of these people just got it wrong. Now, y'all know me, I don't clout chase over here. So often when I'm talking about a specific person that spoke, I don't even say their name because I don't clout chase. But I am gonna say Choke No Joke's name. And I'm going to say his name for a couple of different important reasons. One of the main reason is you got beef with Jay-Z. I get it. Jay-Z probably did some shit that you think is dirty. You seen Jay-Z do shit to other people that you believe to be dirty. But okay, call him out on that. But when Jay-Z is actually doing something good, don't try to make that look bad. Because then what you're doing is you're creating a situation where you're just trying to talk negativity about that one person, about this thing, and you're giving the impression like that thing that they're doing is really bad when in reality it's not. And you're hurting the culture. So call Jay-Z out on the shit that you believe him to be wrong on. All that, call him out. Please do. We need to know. But when he's doing something good, when he's out here, I need some lotion on these bitches. When he's out here doing something good, give him his flowers. That's a whole fact. When Jay-Z is out here doing something good, give him his flowers. Now, before we gonna start the day, I already showed y'all the previous morning coffee awards. We got some new graphics that we're gonna be using coming throughout this week involving our morning. Is that the I think the fuck. It's not give me 1 second. I don't like the I think it's a little. And I just spilled my coffee, so shout out to that. All right, that's just gonna have to rest it up. Okay, I got carpet in here. Yeah, that happened. Anyway, so all right, so we're gonna get all the way into it. Before we start, you already know we got to do roll call, and we got to give our appreciation to everybody that donated to the channel the previous live. So let's give a shout out to Jonathan Sanchez for his $4.99 drop, and the shout out to Hasliz for her $19.99 drop. Hasliz says, when Shadi said it wasn't the kid's fault. They all went down. I said Jack Frost BBN called it from day one. Salute to that. That's a fact, Hasliz. That was her comment that she wrote on the super chat. That's a fact though. That's a whole fact. Let's go through roll call. How y'all doing this morning? I hope everybody having a beautiful day. That's a whole fact. What up, Deshaun Ragsdale? Says good morning, Frost. Horse, we got up in here. That one got held. You put a gorilla and shit. Shout out to the apes. What up, James Belcher? How you doing this morning, my brother? What up, Trey Paul? Raider Dream Chaser. Raider Dream Chaser says top of the morning, Frost and BBN fam. Let's stretch this out some so have a little bit more room. There we go. He says, what's up, Frost BBN fan? What up, Young Earl? What up, Tiandre Willis Sr.? How you doing today, my brother? What up, Daniel P? Kansas City Chiefs won. How you talking about who won? You haven't seen the newspaper this morning? Shout out to you though. What up, Shy Murder? How you doing today? Shy Murder said Mike is on the first try. That's what I said. It's gonna be a great day. That's a whole fact. Funny as shit. Hold on. Shy Murder also says laughing my ass off. Nah, the post was funny though. It kind of truthful because Cap's whole movement was hijacked. I'm gonna explain something real quick. Don't let me forget that you said that, Shy. Not to knock you or nothing like that. I just wanna I think that was a really good comment, and I want to extrapolate out from it some. So don't let me forget that you said that. What up, Rule Jones? Rule Jones says salute. Frost, top of the morning chat. Go KC. I knew they were gonna turn up. 49ers laugh too early. I agree with you. Real quick, just to tell you something about me. So I'm not one of those trash talkers, right? Like, okay, so I used to hoop, and I used to always be one of those people that I don't, I never talk about how bad you are. Like, you got to understand. That's why I try to tell you when people talking to you, they're gonna tell you exactly who they are. I don't never tell you how bad you are. While I'm busting your ass, I'm telling you how great I am. You understand what I'm saying? Because it doesn't matter how good you are. How good you are or not isn't even, that doesn't even gonna factor in into his ass whooping you're about to get. So that's usually like my train of thought. You understand what I'm saying? So when I see people out there and they get up by a couple points and then they start bragging and boasting and they get too big of themselves, like that don't happen to me because, like I said, when I was watching that KC, when I watched that Super Bowl and I seen those players out there on that field, you could feel the type like I don't know, like I don't know who else has ever really played against like real athletes. Um, me, I could say I played again. I literally grew up playing with quite a few different college athletes. So when you play with real, you could see the swag, you could see the confidence. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I keep trying to tell people that a lot of this confidence that people got nowadays, this shit is fake confidence. Stop believing all that shit. A lot of these motherfuckers is trying to talk lies into existence. Anyway, what up, Tanya Brooks, Liberty Hazelton? How you doing? What up, Christopher Brooks? Salute, William Somerville. Salute, Liberty Hazelton. Also, you already know what it is. What up, James S? How you doing this morning, my brother? Big hats, clean heart. Salute to that. That's a whole fact. What up, Melissa McKinney? How you doing, Rail King? Brooklyn 456. Brooklyn, I thought you was a member all of this time, not for nothing. Anyway, that's just a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. Okay. I don't know who this guy is, but somehow your Cash App is in your name. So I'm just gonna kick you, and whatever you talking about ain't that important to me. So shout out to that. What up, Mind, Body, and Soul TV? Salute. Could we get bags for that person who is so greedy and thirsty they put their their Cash App in their actual name? Can we get Can we get bags? We hit him with bags of fucking like nickels. We got him with bags of nickels. That was wrong. You get some money bags of that bitch. Oh man. And can we get those likes up, please, before the who the fuck was that? Y'all might not know this, so I'm gonna tell you right now. I gotta switch between my different so sometimes I can't see. So if I'm talking and I'm not looking directly at y'all like this, 9 times out of 10, this particular screen isn't on, so I can't see it. It was funny as shit. God dang it. Where did we get these guys? What up, Larry Wade? How you doing this morning? All right, so let's discuss this whole Jay-Z Colin Kaepernick NFL thing. But before we could discuss the Jay-Z Colin Kaepernick NFL thing, we have to discuss Jay-Z. We can't have this actual discussion if we're just going to be talking about it on such a basis where we're not talking about the different things that Jay-Z has acquired throughout his life that some of us would probably call feats. He's acquired quite a few feats throughout the course of his life. So we have to talk about those things for you to understand why the NFL would want to be in business with Jay-Z, because that sounds like something that would not make any sense. Let's just be perfectly honest. When the majority of us look at NFL owners, we think of some white old guy that might die in a couple of years. Let's just be honest. I'm not trying to laugh and shit. I really gotta start thinking of this stuff before I get here because I don't be wanting to laugh half of the time. Just see me laughing. Um, but honestly, when we think of NFL owners, we think of some old white rich guy that might die in a couple of years. So why would they want to be? Why would they want to be in business? What's up, official Bossiana? Why would they want to be in business with a Jay-Z? I'll tell you why. First, um, we can go actually back to hip hop facts, but since this is a sports conversation, we're gonna keep it on sports. But we could actually go back to what Jay-Z did in hip hop, which I think a lot of people don't understand that he actually created an entirely new situation. You understand what I'm saying? Like you had to be alive during when Pac passed away, when Pac was murdered, when Big was murdered, when Wu-Tang was wrecking the charts, when DMX was out there getting it, when it was like, yo, when is Nas gonna drop? Because it was always when is Nas gonna drop. You understand what I'm saying? Like you had to be alive back then to understand that. So I'm gonna talk about something a little bit more recent, so we can even get even a fuller understanding about how this works in the corporate field. All right, so everybody know now we have this team called the Brooklyn Nets, correct? Well, they weren't the Brooklyn Nets before. Before they was the New Jersey Nets. And now I'm going to even tell you something even wilder. We used to have season tickets. Okay, so I used to go to me myself a couple of Nets games every single year in that fucking swamp out there in the Meadowlands. Now, you see, there's a couple of problems that has. You see, the NFL has two teams that play out there, the Jets and the Giants. The NBA had one team that played out there, the New York Nets. The difference is both of these different organizations market their commodities differently. While the NFL continues to market their team basically on their product basically on a team atmosphere, the NBA markets their players more than they market actual teams. All right, are we caught up? So you can understand what I'm trying to say? So the Nets being out there in the Meadowlands is gonna have it's gonna affect them them differently as far as their earnability than a football team being in the middle of nowhere, because that's more acceptable. Because in the NFL we got seats right damn near on the pardon me, in the NBA we got seats damn near on the court. Players fly in the fans all the time. You can walk right past and talk directly to your favorite player if you on close enough to the court. You have access to these guys. So when the Nets was out in Jersey, it hurt them. The NBA needed to figure out a way to not just move the Nets from Jersey, but to also get them into New York City as an actual New York team. Now, there's a couple of reasons why the NBA wanted to do this. One of the main reasons is they're not making that money. They're not making the most money that they can make as an organization out there in New Jersey, just in general, because they're so hard to get to. That's one. Two, the NBA, I think they don't like the Knicks because the Knicks is mismanaged. The Knicks is an organization that is ran terribly. So they have a team in New York City that is ran so bad that they can't promote them. They have a team right out there in Jersey, which the team is ran a little bit better, but the main problem is don't nobody want to go see them. So they had to get the team to New York, and preferably the place where they was able to get where they had eyes on is Brooklyn. Now, you've probably heard many people say this. That New Jersey Nets game move does not happen without Jay-Z. That Brooklyn deal does not happen without Jay-Z. The community initially didn't even want the Nets to move in there. I'm going to say that again. The community, the place where they actually moved the physical building to, did not Want the Nets moved in there. So you know what happened, right? No, they were fighting them in court and everything. So you know what happened, right? They gentrified the whole fucking neighborhood. Am I lying? Anybody from Brooklyn? Anybody from Brooklyn? Anybody from Brooklyn? So, cause Brooklyn's from Brooklyn. So you know, I know the fuck I'm talking about. They they tried to move them. The shit was not working. They gentrified the whole fucking neighborhood. Oh, Sha Murder said she worked at the Barclays for 5 years. They said they put a big rat in front of the building every day for 5 years. Every day for a year. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. So please pay attention to me, because this next thing that I'm going to tell you is going to be why people need to be on Jay-Z's side and stop arguing on this particular matter. I'm just only talking about this matter. I'm not talking about any other matter. On this particular matter, I'm one person that believes that I could disagree with you on one thing and agree with you on another. You understand what I'm saying? So I agree with the position that I believe Jay-Z has on this. Other things I don't necessarily agree with, but you know what I'm saying? He's a man, I'm a man. You do what you do. Feel me? Brooklyn said the last guy to move was a Jewish guy who went to court for 3 years not to move. Yeah, they didn't want them there. So hold on. Jay-Z, when did that song, that Brooklyn song, New York, when did that come out? Dumb long time ago, right? Around the time that they was trying to move the Nets to Brooklyn, that fucking song became the theme of New York City. Does anybody else remember that, or is that just me? That Alicia Keys, Jay-Z song became the theme of New York City for like a whole year. Anybody else remember that? They was playing that shit to death. And the song was already old. Programming. They was playing that shit to death. The song was already old. The song was old. The song was old. The song was old. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But right around the time they started moving the Nets to Brooklyn, right? Right around the time that those talks started picking up, that became the song of the fucking city. The song was everywhere. Anyway, I'm going to tell y'all what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened in the beginning. Before all this happened. The NBA came to Jay-Z. Jay-Z did not go to the NBA. The NBA came to Jay-Z. They asked Jay-Z for help. Let's just explain something right now. Jay-Z is one of the top influencers on the planet. Y'all could call him a rapper. Y'all could call him a businessman, whatever you want to call him. Jay-Z is one of the top influencers on the planet. He has a fucking brunch once a year that gets media coverage. I don't know no other way to say that. He has a brunch where he just invites his friends over to come talk, and it gets media coverage. This guy's one of the top influencers on the planet, if not the top influencer on the planet. Do you get it? The NBA went to Jay-Z, said, Jay-Z, we need to make this thing happen. We have some talks in the work with the city. We just need some help. Jay-Z takes ownership in the New Jersey Nets. I'll explain this once again. The NBA we ain't get to the Super Bowl yet. I know we've been talking for a long time and we ain't get to the Super Bowl, but this needs to be explained. Because when I tell you the Super Bowl shit, if I don't explain this is going to sound insane. When I tell you what the Super Bowl is doing, what the NFL is doing, and why black people need to start embracing the NFL again. Why we need to start embracing the NFL again. Sometimes people make mistakes. When a person makes an honest mistake, you gotta respect that. It's when a person when they do some bitch ass shit and then they get caught. That's one thing. But when they just make an honest mistake, So I'll explain to you what the NFL's honest mistake was too. But hold on, let's just get through this Brooklyn Nets shit real quick. So they contact Jay-Z. They say, Jay-Z, we want to move the Nets from New Jersey to Brooklyn. We have already talked with the city. We talk with this person. We talk with that person. The problem is, we don't want to move there on bad terms because nobody wants their product to get dragged through the mud. What up, Grams on deck? What up, Tennessee Williams and Kenyatta Patterson also? Then what up, G's up? What up, Prince to Amir? Nobody wants their product to get dragged through the mud. So Jay-Z does a whole entire campaign, Nets from New Jersey to Brooklyn. Now it's like they should have been there the whole time. Successful. Then Jay-Z says, you know what? I'm selling my ownership in the team. You want to know why? Because he never really owned the team. He just had to have ownership of the team in order for the city and everybody to respect the fact that it moved. That's it. So then he sold the shit back, got the rest of his payment. Now, he could go in and out of Barclays whenever he want. He built that building. So hold on. Now pay attention to everything that I just said. How the NBA went to Jay-Z. We see the lasting effects of how dealing with Jay-Z helped the NBA. We see it. And I'm not just talking about help the NBA as far as the Nets, help the NBA in general, because now New York finally has a team that ain't bad. Who knows when the Knicks are gonna get good again? Who knows if the Knicks are gonna get good again? You understand what I'm saying? Now there's actually a New York team. So now on all of those primetime shows, all them primetime exposure that the Knicks used to get, now they can give it to the Nets. Okay, so check this out. The NFL goes to Jay-Z. Listen. Everybody keep thinking that Jay-Z is going to these people. Jay-Z ain't going to these people. I was watching a movie the other day. I'm going to tell y'all the name of the movie real quick. Hold on. It's on Netflix, by the way. It's all right. It's not bad. It's good. It got a lot of twists and turns. I like movies that make you think. But I think they didn't give me enough information in order to figure the shit out on my own. So I'm kind of, stuck on that. Was it on Netflix or was it on could have been on Hulu. Hulu don't show me my last movies I saw. God dang it. Anyway, so I don't know what the name of the movie was. So shout out to that. But first of all, he didn't stop people from wearing NBA jerseys. He made wearing the fucking jerseys fucking a thing in the first place. Jay-Z was the first person in all of his videos rocking the jerseys, and then everybody else started doing it. Then Jay-Z, that's why I said I'm not going to go all the way back to how he affected hip-hop. I'm just talking about how he affected, because we can have this conversation, how Jay-Z has been creating fad after fad after fad after fad, and the shit is ridiculous. All the way down to the way people make their music, to the way people distribute the music, to the clothes that people wear in their music. It's crazy how much effect Jay-Z has had on popular culture. But that's not what we're talking about here. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about what the NFL did. The NFL went to Jay-Z. I'm telling you they did. I think I've been correct enough that even if this situation that I'm about to give you is not 100% correct, it's damn close. It's damn close. NFL comes to Jay-Z. They say we got a problem. They say, when we was backing Trump on this bullshit, and we didn't, because we're all Caucasians, we didn't understand the long-lasting effect that it would have for our business model. We didn't understand how now you have a lot of people that are taking their kids out of football and Pee-wee and all these other, for things that, just has to do with safety. Nevertheless, now, why are we going to risk our safety to play for a league that don't care if we getting killed out here on the street? But at the same time, the NFL has been had been bullhorning everything that Trump has been saying. I think around the time that they got involved with Jay-Z, they realized their mistake. That's my point. I think around the time that they got involved with Jay-Z, they realized their mistake. Because at one point they was thinking all we need is white Americans and our product could be fine. And then they realize, well, yeah, white Americans watch our show more than anybody else, but the majority of our employees, they're not white. So that creates a problem, that creates an issue, that creates unrest. Sooner or later, we're gonna have to go back to negotiate more contracts with the labor union. All types of different shit. This is gonna be weird. So they go to Jay-Z. They ask Jay-Z, how much is it gonna cost to get help? I'm gonna explain to you one thing right now that Jay-Z did for the Super Bowl that is proof that Jay-Z is not against Colin Kaepernick. Did y'all see that halftime show? You seen the halftime show? You think that was pro white supremacy? It wasn't pro white supremacy. No, Jay-Z is in charge of the Super Bowl halftime shows, period. That's his job with the NFL. I'll say that again. Jay-Z is in charge of the Super Bowl halftime show, period. That is literally his NFL job. So now we have individuals saying that he, didn't support Colin Kaepernick because he didn't get down on the knee. But these same people might not know that initially when Colin Kaepernick was taking his knee, he wasn't taking a knee, he was sitting. Oh, that's right. Some people don't know about the stuff that was happening beforehand. They just come in while the wave's already in motion, and then they just, pretend to be a part of it. Yeah, for everybody that don't know, Colin Kaepernick wasn't kneeling initially. Initially, he was just sitting down. And somebody who he knows that was actually a member in the service told him that it would be more respectful to kneel. But hold on. So you're trying to tell me that, wait, hold on. First of all, you're trying to tell me that somebody who actually served in actual wars told Colin Kaepernick it was okay to kneel? Because that's literally what happened. So for everybody that's saying that Colin Kaepernick is um against the soldiers, that don't even make sense. He found out the most respectful way that he could peacefully protest and did that. So hold on, here's another thing. People saying Jay-Z's against Colin Kaepernick, right? And the NFL also, obviously, if you ask some people, they don't see the error in their ways, right? You do know that the police actually were upset at an ad that ran last night that they ran during the Super Bowl, and it was an ad that was speaking about a police officer that killed the unarmed black man. Yeah, they had a commercial about a police officer that killed the unarmed. But hold on, so Jay-Z isn't against Colin Kaepernick? Because it seems to me like the NFL is making actual changes. The NFL is doing shit we can see. He shouldn't have stood. Jay-Z never said for anybody to stand, James S. Have you seen Jay-Z say that people should stand? I've never heard him comment on it. James S. He didn't stand. Actually, by him sitting is him showing solidarity to Colin Kaepernick. Literally. Him standing, him not standing, pardon me, was literally visually showing us that he is with Colin Kaepernick and that movement. I don't think he hijacked the entire movement. This is the problem. I think that I have this weird ability that other people seem to lack. And that's I can look at a situation inside of in its own little bubble. I'm not talking about anything that Jay-Z has done besides this. What happened is Jay-Z's done a lot of things that some of you guys don't agree with, or some things that a lot of you guys don't agree with, or just stuff that you don't agree with. I get it. But I'm telling you from my personal experience, from what I see, the NFL is literally making changes. What else do you want? I'm going to tell you a big problem that we have in America. We want everything now. Shout out to DSCN. I told you the Chiefs was gonna win. He said you said the Chiefs was winning. You won me 100. Shout out to you. Shout out to me. Where my 10%? Anyway, all of y'all should have bet and be giving me 10% right now. No, Cap wasn't doing it wrong. Okay, first of all, I get it, Shy. You're upset. You don't like Jay. Cap was sitting initially. Initially, Cap wasn't kneeling. Cap was sitting initially, just like Jay-Z just was. Cap was sitting initially. What happened was he then spoke to somebody who was in the service and they told him kneeling would be more appropriate. So Cap sat initially, just like Jay-Z just sat. We don't know what's going on with Jay-Z knees. Jay-Z might just not be able to get down on the knee, man. What up, Mr. BK? Shout out to CK and Hybrid. That's a whole fact. Salute. Yeah, Jay-Z might just not be able to get down on knees, man. We don't know what's going on with Jay-Z's life. Jay-Z usually look like he's walking pretty gingerly to me. The hell? Jay-Z might not be able to take a knee. What the hell? But the point being is he didn't stand. Him standing would have been him turning his back on Colin Kaepernick. They had children in cages. I think that the whole halftime show was a big middle finger to Trump. Just because you can fix your knees don't mean that you've had it done. Hell, I got some sneakers in there. I need new laces. I can get laces. I just haven't did it yet. Oh, you thought he should have had Kaepernick there with him. I don't know. That's a pretty interesting point. That's an interesting point. Not for nothing. That's a pretty interesting point. I don't think he should have because, at the end of the day, I don't think he should have for multiple different reasons because that's going to take away from the Super Bowl just in general. That's going to be the whole entire talk. Colin Kaepernick was at the Super Bowl with Jay-Z. That means that Jay-Z just hurt his people that he's in business with. So that wouldn't make sense to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I hear what you're saying, but like that wouldn't make sense. Like you just got in business with somebody. You got the NFL, quite frankly, one of the biggest businesses in America, and quite frankly, the biggest sports league in America. In the United States of America, the NFL is the biggest sports league, and you got them to change policy, to give somebody a tryout in the first place, to freaking run a damn halftime show that's basically a big middle finger to the Republican president. Also to run ads on the Super Bowl, your biggest show of the year, talking about police officers killing unarmed black people. I don't know what more you want Jay-Z to do. There's levels to this. He can't take steps. Like, he has to fix everything like this or people are mad at him. I don't understand. I don't think Kaepernick would have gone. And if I was Kaepernick, I wouldn't have went. What up, E-Nice? What up, Focus Sports? What's up, One Nation? So that's my position on it. You could have whatever position you want. Yeah, then on top of that, maybe Jay-Z just not getting on his knees. That's a great point, Big Hats. Maybe Jay-Z is like, nah, I ain't getting on my knees. I sit in a chair. Have Cap and y'all just want him to do something with Cap. I get it. I'm with you. Cap has a Nike deal. You don't think Jay-Z has something to do with that? You really don't think that Jay-Z has something to do with Cap getting a Nike deal? Cap still make like over $1 million a year. Easy. You don't think Jay-Z? Come on, man. Evil Eye says there's a lot of indirect messages this year during the Super Bowl. That's a fact. That's a fact. Thank you, Evil Eyes. All I ask is for just give what I'm saying some consideration. Crisis Black says, Frost, Jay-Z is low-key starting a lobby job with the way he is transitioning to his influencer role and trying to bring other black people with him. That's a fact. I don't know what other people are seeing. I know what I'm seeing. We don't even look. First of all, I think if Kaepernick was there, it would have hurt the mess. It would have hurt the movement. I think if Kaepernick was there, it would have hurt the movement. I think if Kaepernick is there, people. I don't even think people are talking about the. I haven't seen people talking about the commercials enough for me. I haven't seen them. I haven't. Okay, okay, but we're not saying f anybody. You could not like whoever you don't want to like. We're not kicking you. You're not getting no bags or nothing like that. But could we not be saying f people? We don't need to do that. Is that necessary? Yeah, that's why I'm saying big hats. That's why I'm like, yo, I could see that's probably was it. I ain't getting on my knees. There are tons of people that have money that have done a lot of good for our people. You just don't know about them. Tiandre Willis says evil eyes can't see people with money doing good for all our people. Um, there are tons of people that did good. This whole month we're gonna be talking about Black History Month, and on the Tonight Show this whole month we're gonna be every day we're gonna be talking about a different inventor or a different person inside of Black history that has done something for the world just in general. Every tonight on every Tonight Show every day this month. So let's stop thinking that the only people that could do something to help our situation is people that are rich and famous. Like we can literally do something to help our situation. If you want change, you have to be the change that you want. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't be one of these people that be out here talking about I want to see black people do good, but you hate on a YouTube content creator, whether it's me or another one. You just hating on us. We're black people. I'm a black person. You don't like what I'm doing, then you could just go somewhere else. But you don't like what I'm doing, you're trying to destroy what I'm doing, is something totally different. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't be a part of the problem. You can't be on the internet beefing all day with other internet content creators. You can't be on the internet all day trying to tell people what people's phone numbers are, trying to tell people where people live, trying to, get people families and probably kill or hurt, and then say that, you are for black people. You can't do that. You understand what I'm saying? Focus Sports says if players aren't saying they are being treated unfairly by the NFL, but Jay-Z seems to want to continue pushing that. Seems fishy. But we'll see because the NFLPA contract negotiations is coming up. I just said that too. Then I just told y'all the contract negotiations is coming up. I just told y'all that. I just told y'all that. Okay, so real quick, so we can stay on it. I'm going to stay on this subject for 1 second. The reason why this whole contract negotiation thing is important is because there's new football leagues popping up. You want to know what makes the NFL, what's going to make the NFL the best football league, period? Two things. One is the time of the year that they get to play in. It's for everybody that don't know, it's much easier to play football in freaking 50 temperatures of 50 and 40 than it is to play football in temperatures of 90. You playing football in temperatures of 90 every week, you gonna like you dying. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't know no other way to explain this. I played football before, and I'm telling you, it's much easier to play when the weather's like in the 50s and in the 40s, in contrast to when the weather's in the 70s and the 80s. So basically, what's happening is the NFL plays during the winter. That's better for the actual player. You understand what I'm saying? For the longevity of their career and everything else. So these other leagues is gonna have to most likely play or have their games during the warmer months, which is going to cause problems and conflicts. So that's what I'm trying to say. So the NFL has twofold winning. But a problem that they could actually have is this. What if your players, the thing that sets you apart from every other league that could possibly come because you have the best players, what if your players decide, you know what? I'm not playing in the NFL no more because of this labor negotiation problem, and we got a contract holdout, and players don't show up. And then what happens when those players start going to other leagues because those leagues are treating them better? What happens when one of those leagues is owned by some black people, or one of those leagues have a team that's owned by black people? You understand what I'm saying? Because in the reality, the one thing that's gonna keep the fans' appreciation of it is the talent. You can do and say whatever you want to do and say. Talent has to be there. You have to, that ability to do that thing that you're being paid for has to be there. And if you can do that at a high level, then there is no reason whatsoever why, if 40% of the players from the NFL right now went to another league, that league wouldn't then be able to compete with the current NFL. Get what I'm saying? And then what happens with the players that, for everybody that don't know, real quick, y'all know every team has a practice squad, right? Guys that they don't actually play in the NFL, but they practice with the team and they get paid. Every team has an actual practice squad. So that's basically what, do you think, if they want to take their practice squad players and put them on TV, and they don't want to take fucking 30 or 40 players from every practice squad and not make them actual. So the NFL needs to have this situation fixed before the contract negotiations come up, because if players start leaving, that's going to be a big problem for them. And I mentioned that earlier, and I could even go more in depth in that. I need to probably start talking sports. If we don't hold black entertainers, NFC on blast says if we don't hold black entertainers accountable for their people, we will have to let them go. I don't know what you mean by that. If you don't hold black entertainers accountable for their people, we will. I don't know what you're saying by that. It sounds very divisive, but it also sounds like it's not a complete thought. So you gotta have to. The black entertainers and athletes are cowards. Okay, so you're just here to talk bad about black people, right? So we're kicking you. Hey, can we get bags? Can we get bags for what's his dude name? NYC on blast. He thought that he was just gonna come in here and just badmouth any race of people. If you're coming in here and you're gonna come in here to try to badmouth white people, you're gonna get kicked. If you come in here, you're coming here to try to badmouth black people, you're gonna get kicked. Name a race of people. If you come in here and you're trying to badmouth that race of people, you're gonna get kicked. So shout out to you. He was obviously clamoring for blammering. I don't even know. I don't even know. Blammering is not even a word. Shout out to that though. But he was that's what he was doing. So he gave you what you wanted. Bags. I hope you're happy. And I hope that was enough. Give me 1 second. Also, could we get a shout out to our sponsor, Elite Auto Detail? Go there for all of your elite detailing that you might need involving your auto. So shout out to them. Uh, Shout out to them. I'm trying to find the screen to get back here. Yeah, there we go. Shah says exactly that's what he always does, and that's because he's so influential. He makes a trend, and everybody thinks he's a genius, and he's not. Okay, so you know one way that you can make a trend. I'm going to tell you how you can make a trend. Right? You can see the world shifting in the paradigm shifting in something, and or you could just choose to just be more public with it than another person who's also doing the same thing. So basketball jerseys and like that, they weren't made popular because Jay-Z was doing them. In reality, Jay-Z was doing them because it was popular. But since Jay-Z was such a high influencer, he encouraged other people who are also influencers to follow. Once you can encourage other influencers, you're on that next level. Just so I could get, if that's a better understanding of the whole basketball jersey. Yeah, I'm not. I just spoke about what you just said. I didn't say that that's not what you said, Shy. Why you so touchy? Evil Eyes has agreed it's a big decision to make, and I'm sure it was made by more than one individual person. I honestly don't know enough about the subject. Get too deep. I'm here to take in everyone's input. Appreciate you. Just don't be here to talk bad about any race of people. See how we had to do that last dude. He had to go. Anyway, so I say all that to say this. Jay-Z is actually, from what I've seen, Jay-Z has actually done things that we can physically see that and see. You think the NFL runs that ad about the police shooting and killing an unarmed black man without influence from outside forces? You think they just run that? Have you show of hands? Who's ever seen the NFL run a commercial speaking about police brutality, speaking about police killing anyone, not just a black person, but anyone? You've seen the NFL run ads like this? You've never seen this. While y'all voting, I'll be right back. I think sometimes when I break away and I show other captions, people be like, "Show's over." So, so I just muted and shit. I think, but seriously, I think people be like, "Show's over." Like, no, show is not over, man. I just 2 minutes. Anyway, this is another thing I want to address. Yeah, I do know that this movement existed before Colin Kaepernick, right? This is the civil rights movement. Hold on, hold on. Look, I love y'all. Just want to say that. I just want to say that. I just want to say that because we're about to really be at opposing ends of this conversation. So I just want to say that because I love y'all. I really do. You guys are the best. But y'all do know that this is just the civil rights movement, right? This movement's been going on since Rosa Parks, since before that. This is the civil rights movement. This is not Colin Kaepernick's movement. But I understand your position. I understand what you're saying. But this is the civil rights movement. Focus Sports said, look at how Jay-Z helped gentrify Brooklyn. Yeah, we actually spoke about how he helped gentrify Brooklyn, by the way. So no, nobody's ignoring that. You just got here late and missed stuff. Didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all that I had to have that conversation before we could talk about this? I said that, didn't I? Didn't I say that? Anyway, let's read the rest of the comment. Look at how Jay-Z helped gentrify Brooklyn, which I already spoke about. Brooklyn, y'all acts as though he's sticking up for the black community. I'm not necessarily saying he's doing any of those things. Jay-Z also only cares about his money. He has no loyalty, but people don't realize it. Okay, first of all, this whole entire conversation that I'm having is me saying that the NFL knows that it effed up. They went, contacted Jay-Z told Jay-Z to come help them with their image problem. And this is the steps that they're going through right now, is Jay-Z helping them with their image problem by being an avatar for us to look at, while the NFL actually changes some of their ways. Because sometimes you can't just change your ways. You have to show people that there's a reason why you're changing your ways, or people won't believe it. Do you get what I just said? Like, I don't I think that was pretty clear. But that's what's happening. Thank you, Evil Wise. The NFL's cleaning up their image, but it takes time. People want everything to happen like that. How are they changing their ways? Have you ever seen the NFL run a ad on any program at any time about a cop killing an innocent black unarmed man? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen a Super Bowl halftime show that was basically a middle finger to the president? Have you ever seen that? Oh, but you're gonna ignore all of those things. You're gonna ask me just name something else, but not those things. Not those things. Don't name those things. But please name something else. You got. I need more than that. But that's big. This is the Super Bowl is their biggest show of the year. Their Super Bowl is the biggest show of the year. Um, I don't think he's claiming he's pushing criminal justice reform for black folks, but he's literally pushing criminal justice reform. I don't really care why he's doing it at this moment. If you're gonna give prisoners lawyers so they can fight against the system that they're imprisoned in, but that's also leaving them with no water, no lights, no food. How can you get? How you're mad at Jay Z for supplying lawyers to prisoners? Are y'all serious? You just fucking with me? That was a real question, by the way. Y'all mad at Jay Z for supplying lawyers to prisoners so prisons could sue the state so they could get better treatment? Huh? Garrett Crawford and hold on, Shy Murder. You also agreeing with that? No, Shy didn't say nothing about that. That's you talking. So Garrett, so we can be clear on something. Just so we can be clear on something. I don't think. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I want to really light into this Garrett guy. So could we talk about that for 1 second? Could we put that on hold for 1 second, Shy Murder? Because I really want to. I really want to go with this Garrett guy, but I love that comment that you just put up, and I want to reply to it. But this Garrett guy, he is begging for my attention. Hold on. Let's read this Garrett guy's comment, just so we can be clear. Garrett, you're saying that Jay-Z is not pushing criminal justice reform? Just so we can be clear. Thank you, Focus Sports. Fucking thank you. Oh, you talking about Trump? Okay. Okay, thank you, Focus Sports. He pushing criminal justice reform for all. It's not just for a certain race. There are plenty of races locked up and affected. That's a fact. Oh, the Trump commercial. Okay, copy. Oh man, I laughed so hard during that shit. I was like, first I was like, wait, what's going on here? And then I was like, that lady is about to. She can't go to church no more. I don't know where that lady hangs out at, but she can't go there no more because she couldn't talk to me. Shout out to her though. Couldn't talk. I mean, I'd interview her. Like, I interview OG products, so why not? I'd interview her. Oh, real quick, shout out to DJ Bandana Black. DJ Bandana Black, I believe he has an interview on his channel. Hold on, hold on. Shout out to DJ Bandana Black. I'm looking for something real quick. I want to show y'all this real quick. take 2 seconds. Actually, it's gonna take a lot more than 2 seconds. I just like to. That's just like my default thing. I just assume everything's gonna take about 2 seconds. No, like, all right. So shout out to DJ Bandana Black. I think he has an interview with King Erna over there. Go check it out. Shout out to DJ Bandana Black. You know we fuck with the Bandana fam, Mr. I Am Buffalo. All right, so so I'm leaving you alone. You're right, Garrett. Trump don't care about black people. I don't know. I guess that's what you're saying, and I think Trump just don't care about anybody but himself, though. I don't think Trump care about white people, black people, Mexican people. I think Trump's just an opportunist. This is what it is. Anyway, I don't think anybody is stupid enough to not see through that. And I think the main reason why Trump had that ad in there in the first place is because of all the other shit that the NFL was doing to distance themselves away from him. Didn't I just explain to y'all the shit that the Super Bowl, that the halftime show was a middle finger to Trump? You think I was bullshitting? I was a middle finger to Trump. They had kids in cages. Y'all seen that, right? They had kids in cages. Is it Puerto Rico? Every time they have some kind of natural disaster over there, Trump keeps talking about screw them. He don't care about them. What did J-Lo come out with the Puerto Rican flag on? Like, bang, shout out. Salute to J-Lo. And salute to all our Puerto Ricans out here. That's a whole fact. This is the X. Salute to the X. That's a fact. That's a whole fact. They shot up Trump's resort Friday. They was like, don't come here. They didn't shoot. Wait, hold on. Just so we could be clear. Actually, I did a video on it. Y'all might want to go check it out. But just so we could be clear, they didn't. Trump's own people shot up the damn resort. I did an interview. I did a video on it the other day. Y'all should go check it out. Trump's own people shot up the resort, but some people did try to break in. They was trying to break in. They ran like through 2 like checkpoints or some shit like that. And then Trump people came out and blazing. That's it. Yeah, so that's what they said happened. But I don't know. I'm telling y'all what they said happened. Trump wasn't there. Trump was somewhere else with his wife. Shout out to her. What up, Bree? Bree finally shows up with hugs. Is that the hugs emoji, by the way? I don't know what emojis are. Is that the hugs emojis, by the way? I'm terrible at texting. So if you ever have to text with me, take into consideration that I'm terrible at it. And you probably misunderstood my text. And I'm pretty sure I misunderstood yours. I'm terrible at it. Hugs. I didn't know that. I just figured out that was hugs. Oh, that's what that is? I don't know nothing about emojis. I'm terrible at texting. Yeah, but can't really talk about whether elections are rigged or not at this point. Who knows what's going on? Who knows? As far as I can tell, both sides is rigging them bitches. So everybody is cheating. If everybody is cheating, is anybody cheating? I mean, I don't know. It's however you want to put it, man. I'm just here to discuss shit. I'm not a conspiracy theorist guy. I'm one step closer to being a pro texter. Yo, I think that's why some of the chicks that I be texting be thinking I'm not interested, because I don't understand Texas. So I think I be texting with, if any of y'all watching, I hope some of y'all watching, I think I be texting with y'all. And since I don't understand Texas, I give the complete wrong thing back. And you just be probably sitting there looking at your phone like, what the fuck? I thought he wanted to hit. Like she probably looking at her phone like that, like, and I just cannot text. I don't. I need to know you before I could text with you. Like if you guys tried to text with me, it'd be one thing because I read y'all texts, I read y'all comments every day. But when I have somebody who I don't interact with that much trying to text me, that shit is not gonna work. The Rangers make more money than the who? Which Rangers are you talking about? The New York Rangers? New York Rangers are a pretty popular team, yo. What are you talking about? You follow hockey? New York Rangers is pretty popular. The Rangers make more money than the Knicks. They should. I mean, the Knicks are worth more most likely, but they should make more money. They actually get wins. Their merch is probably flying off the shelf. Texts do leave too much room for interpretation. So that's why when I'm texting with somebody that I don't feel confident about who they are, I don't understand what the fuck they talking about. Like, but if I'm like know your personality, if I feel confident with who you are, don't got shit to do with me. I know me. Yeah, I know they both owned by the same person. Um, what's this guy's name? What up, Monica Kendra Whitehead? Did I say what's up to some William Somerville? I think I did earlier. Um, I forgot the guy's name, but I be thinking the Knicks ain't never gonna win again. Yeah, we have to already be having a pretty decent conversation. Like the other night, right? I'm not gonna other day, right? So I text somebody and I was like, "Yo, there's this thing I'm gonna go to. You want to rock?" So um, they go into a gala or gallery or something like that. So I didn't know how to take that. I was like, "Is she telling me she going to a gallery because she want me to invite myself, or is she telling me she going to a gallery because she's busy?" So I was like, all right, I'll see if she writes anything after. She ain't write shit. She probably sitting there waiting for me to write something back. What up, Carlos Amante with the 199 drop? Appreciate you, my brother. Salute. And no comment. I think he testing the waters. I think Carlos is testing the waters. Jim Dolan, that's his name. The Knicks, he messed the whole Knicks up. He destroyed the Knicks when he messed up. We went to the finals and then he just got rid of players because he didn't like them personally. You know how many people on athletes don't like the owners of the teams that they play for? Jordan didn't like the owners of that team. I just didn't text back. I didn't text back. But I was like, because I was like, what? You're going to a thing? Is she inviting me? And then I moved on to something else. And then by the time I looked back at it, it was just like too late. Um, Glad to see Andy Reid finally got a Super Bowl championship. He deserves it more than any other coach from losing his son in the OD. Wait, which team was Andy Reid coaching on? Andy Reid. He was the head coach. That's a whole fact. He deserved it. I liked him when he was in. Even though I'm a Giants fan, I liked Andy Reid when he was on the Eagles. I always liked him. I always thought he was a competent coach. All right, Evil Eyes. We're gonna just we're moving on from that. Yeah, I liked him when he was on the Eagles. See, I look at sports different. I become fans of coaches also. You feel me? I become fans of coaches. When he was on the Eagles, he showed me a lot, especially like offensively what they was doing over there. Well, okay, so see, this is the thing, right? Okay, so I, I'm gonna explain tanking real quick. I'm gonna explain tanking to y'all so you can get a better understanding of tanking because I think a lot of people don't have a good understanding of why teams tank. I think people think teams tank specifically in order to just put themselves in a position to get a top pick. That is one reason to tank. But in the NFL, they tank for a different reason. Okay, so once your quarterback is a good quarterback, you have to pay him top dollar. I'm gonna give you the perfect example. You have the Rams, they just always switching. I don't know which Rams they are right now. I don't know if they Oakland. I don't know if they the LA Rams. They might be the freaking, I don't know, Wichita Rams by now. The Rams just keep changing cities. Anyway, shout out to the Rams. Anyway, we're gonna use the Rams as an example and the New York Knicks as an example. I mean the New York Giants as an example, right? So I'm gonna explain. The New York Giants and the New York and the Rams, whichever Rams it was at that time, they made a trade. The reason why they made the trade And we're going to be also discussing the Saints. The reason why they made the trade was because Eli Manning said he did not want to play for the Rams. He wanted to play for the Giants. So when the Giants drafted Rivers, the trade was made sending Rivers, I believe, to the Rams, also sending somebody else. I forgot who. Shout out to William Somerville with the $2.99 drop. Appreciate you, my brother. Salute. Also, somebody else too went to the Rams. I just can't remember who they were. And the Giants got the Chargers. There you go. Thank you. The Chargers. Why I keep saying the Rams? The Chargers. I think they're the same team. To me, they're the same team. The Chargers. Thank you, everybody, for correcting me. The Chargers. All right. So now we're on point now. We're on point. All right. So yeah, I figured out what I was talking about when I said Rivers. So what happened is this. The Chargers was at a point in their rebuilding process where they was, when they got the quarterback and the quarterback was young, they was at a point in their rebuilding process where they had a lot of good players to be around the quarterback. Because after your quarterback is good and his next contract comes up, now you got to pay him $20-30 million. Now that means that's money that's not going to go to your wide receivers. That's money that's not going to go to your offensive line. That's money that's not going to go to your defensive line. Shout out to Bree Powell with the petty wars. Bree Powell, first of all, it looks like, I think she's in the bushes, and Ladybug and Frost. Is that what those emojis are? You look. I'm going back to what I'm talking about. So, shout out to Bree Powell with the petty wars. Alright, so with the petty drive. Alright, so basically what happens is, if you're a football team in the NFL, you need to try to get your team good, right? And bring in a good quarterback while you're still paying cheap. Because while you're not paying your quarterback any money, that means that you could be paying your running back. You could be paying one of these wide receivers. You could be paying somebody on the defense. But once you got to start paying your quarterback $30 million a year, $35 million a year, what 35 million is? But $30 million a year, $25 million a year, that's money that you can't allocate to other resources. You get what I'm saying? So one of the reasons why teams tank in the NFL is because they want to be doing bad, get a couple of draft picks, but also be able to pull in some major players and get their quarterback while their quarterback is still in his early contracts, where his contract is not that big. Because you could just, if it's a different player, you could just franchise tag them. You could franchise tag a defensive end, defensive back, or something like that. You don't want to franchise tag your quarterback, because then that's gonna, that's gonna put you at ends. Then you might as well just forget about signing them next year. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times these teams are tanking so they could get their team good, so then they could get a quarterback where they don't have to pay that much money to. So that's why tanking is different in every other sport than it is in the NFL. With the addition that you only got 16 games. So you only got 16 opportunities. You got to win at least 10 of them bitches. That's a fact. Like, you want to go to you got to win at least 10 games. You got 16 games. You got to win at least 10 to be considered. And that depending on what league, what conference you in. If you're in freaking the NFC, you could win 8 and make it. Because we beat ourselves up in the NFC. Oh, and then Drew Brees went to the Saints. And that was basically the same situation. Now, the reason why, this is another reason why Eli Manning needs to go to the Hall of Fame. Besides the fact that he won 2 Super Bowls against Tom Brady and freaking Bill Belichick, quite arguably the best quarterback and best coach combination ever in the history of sports. Besides the fact, in the history of the NFL, besides the fact that he beat both of them in 2 separate Super Bowls with comeback last minute drives. Besides that, Eli Manning was doing this. He'd be like, all right, he'll sign for $30 million, right? But when somebody comes to the team that we need to get, and we need to get some of that money, he'll restructure his contract. He'll give back $3 million here. He'll give back $2 million there. Do you get it? Eli was just holding on to the money until the players came. And then when the players came, Eli give him a couple of million out of his contract. Give that player a couple million out of his contract. Give that player a couple million out of his contract so they could help build the team. That's why they got 2 rings. Shout out to Eli Manning. but not everybody is willing to do that. Also, now look at Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks. When did they do most of it? Shout out to Williams Summersville with the petty drive, $3.01. He said, Bree, I see what you're doing. I don't like what you're doing. So I'm going to show you how to do this. $3.01. Petty wars. So yeah, so basically that's what's the difference in NFL teams and regular teams of different franchises. Because like if you're in the NBA and you tank, I think they have 2 or 3 year their first contract that's not going to be that big. I mean that realistically you could tank 2 years in a row, get 2 dead studs from college, and then you could keep them because you could get 2 max contracts. You feel me? You can keep them. Breeze turned out to have a better career because Breeze was the better player. Remember, he got injured. That's why they decided they was going to go with Rivers and trade him in the first place. Remember, he got injured. I think William want all the smoke. Remember, he got injured. It was a bad injury, too. Not for nothing. Like, Drew Brees, was it a shoulder injury? I forgot what injury Drew Brees had. But Drew Brees actually had a bad injury. And not just that, Phillip Rivers is not a bad quarterback. It's up here. The reason why Phillip Rivers don't win is up here. Phillip Rivers is not a bad quarterback, physically speaking. His ability to perform. Um, Shout out Junior Rivera. Yeah, so Drew Brees, not Drew Brees. Phillip Rivers is not a bad quarterback. It's just that he doesn't have real confidence. I guess that's the best way I could put it. Because you want to know what real confidence is also going to do for you? Real confidence isn't going to make you think you could do everything. Real confidence is going to give you an absolute understanding of what you can and can't do. You understand what I'm saying? So a person who is really confident about themselves, who has real confidence, they'll see something that they can't do and they won't do it. But since Phillip Rivers has a lot of fake confidence, what he does is he'll see something that he probably shouldn't do, but he'll do it anyway. Kenyatta Peterson said, like, the Cowboys don't want to pay their quarterback. Because once you pay the quarterback, then you got to take money from other places. And they paid the running back. If you pay your quarterback and your running back, then you're going to go way over the cap. Because if you pay both of those guys, that's you paying 2 people big on one side of the ball. Drew Brees just recently had thumb surgery. We're not talking about that situation. We're talking about Bree Powell with the petty drive out the bushes. She's giving the Clint Eastwood eyes out of the bushes. She's literally in the bushes doing the Clint Eastwood eyes. $3.03. And they played D-Law, or they paid D-Law 90 mil. Also, for y'all that don't understand how NFL contracts work, it's usually the important part is guaranteed. It used to be the signing bonus that people cared about the most, but now it's not the signing bonus, it's the guaranteed money because NFL contracts are generally not guaranteed. You can get cut and then that's it. You're done. You can literally just get cut. You can just be working today and you show up tomorrow and they be like, well, we didn't need you. Like, wait, what happened? You'll be back in the game soon, James? Be like, wait, what? What happened? William Somerville with the $3.04 petty wars. And he got his shades on too, so you can't even see what he's doing with his eyes. People go to the States, wouldn't have to pay no tax like Miami. What do you mean by that? I heard they were going to do a tribute to Kobe during the halftime. A tribute. Shout out to Black Wolf Malik dropping a $5 drop. He said, you know what? We're not playing these little kid games no more. These little kid games, we ain't playing them. He dropped $5 on the table. Bam! You can't even tell. And he got one eye out. He got one eye out with a monocle. So he's like, Oh shit, that looked like I was throwing up gang signs. He got one eye out with a mind. Now that look like I'm putting a penis in my eye. This just don't work. I'm just gonna leave that whole concept alone. Well, I got something to circle over here. There you go. He's like, yeah, and he's square. I closed the wrong eye. I'm just gonna leave this all the way alone. I closed the absolute wrong eye. I have no idea how that happened. We're just gonna forget that was going on. Do some other things. Ah, god dang. Anyway, he's looking at everybody in a really suspicious manner. I hope that's clear. As long as that came through clear, I guess we're good and shit. Oh man. Anyway, I need a second. Now I need a second. I'm trying to do less laughing. Oh, Bree Powell with the Petty Drive. Live from Petty Capital. Bree Powell with the $5.05. And then Evil Eye says, moving on. There was this thing we was at. And while we was there, we were not. But now, we're gonna move on. I have no idea what you're talking about, Kenyatta. Oh, go to the States wouldn't have to pay no taxes like Miami. What the hell do you mean? People don't pay taxes in Miami? Black Wolf Malik coming back with the you raised me 5 cents, huh? I'm gonna raise you 5 more with the $5.10 with the no comment. Your 5 cent, I'm gonna raise you 5 more. Oh, William Somersville. He says, oh, how am I not involved in the fun? William Somersville, is that petty to donate the same exact amount as the person before you? Is that petty? Is that petty? Let's have a vote real quick. Is donating the same amount of money as the person that donated before you petty? Yes? No. Bree Powell said we gonna push this up. We gonna push this up to the next level. Bree Powell said, here goes $6. Go get yourself a turkey sandwich and some potato chips. I need a minute, by the way. I do like turkey sandwiches with potato chips. I need a minute. That is petty, right? To give the same exact denomination as the previous person. Oh, Evil Eye says ties do not count. Shout out to Black Wolf Malik with the $7 drop. Petty Wars. Petty War. We need to get somebody. I know what? We need to do a Petty Wars video. Petty Wars. It's beautiful 70. Thanks for telling everybody that's living up here in New York City about how it's 72 degrees down there in Charlotte, Carolina. You the best. We appreciate you. Your bragging came at a good point. 72 damn degrees. It's 47 up here. I might go work out a little bit more. I've been working out. That's what we call practicing basketball. I've been working out. I showed y'all day one. It's not petty, but it's petty. It's not petty, but it's petty. That sounds about right, big hats. I need 1 second. I need 1 second. I need y'all to give me 1 second and we're gonna come right back. I need 1 second. Sorry about that. I had to do this thing. Wait, who beat what to the punch? Oh, that's what happened? Hey, what's up, Sule? How you doing today? I have to check because sometimes it don't tell me nothing unless I actually look. So I have to check. Um 72 up north is great outside. 47. Yeah, it's 47 degrees here. It's good outside. It's 47 is good. Um, so I personally believe, get back to the Jay-Z thing. I personally believe Jay-Z didn't do anything wrong. I think that we just as a culture, we too quick to want things to happen now. We have to sometimes give shit an opportunity and a time. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes just marinate on shit. Sometimes you just gotta marinate on shit. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that's more of an issue than anything else. I was just thinking about like three different things, and then I commented back on one of the other things I was thinking about. So I think that that's something that people are not paying attention to. Why you want sports? I hope you so buy concussions. What in the hell does that mean? Shout out to shout out to Bree Powell with the $8.08. Bree Powell came banging with them 808s. She says, Petty Crocker in the building. She came banging with that 808. Yeah, what the hell does that mean? Why you want sports? I hope you so buy concussions. What the hell does that mean? Please tell me. Um, Petty wars over Jay-Z. Real quick, just so everybody can get a quick understanding. Football is just a sport where you're gonna get injured. I don't understand. If I play football, right, and I'm telling you right now, football, every single game, there's people on the sidelines that's hurt and injured. I don't know what to tell you. Every game, football is not an easy sport. You got to literally decide to run into another person full speed at some point or another, unless you're a quarterback or a kicker. Football is not an easy sport. So, yes, there are concussions and everything else that happens. But at the end of the day, the people that sign up for football now know that concussions are a thing. Before, when they didn't know about it, that's an issue. But now they know what risks they are putting their lives, what kind of risks they're putting their life in. They know. So at this point, it's if a person decides to make that decision or not on whether they want to play football or not. And who are us? Who are we to tell a person that they can't play football if they want to play football? James S says all my ex NFL homies walk around with limps or in pain. It's a whole fact. Which what people fail to realize is if you make it to the NFL, that means that what you make it to the NFL, what you 20 years old, right? So you've been playing football for about 14 years of your life. You've been playing football since you've been about 10 years old. You've been playing. Think about that. You've been running around bashing into people and everything since you've been how old? Some of these problems that people are incurring and they're feeling and neurological disorders that they're having when they're in their 30s and their 40s, that might have been as early set on as when they got a concussion when they was 13. So now you're trying to tell me somebody got a concussions when they was 13 and they might live a life of when they get a little bit older of neurological issues. Now also they can't get paid for it. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I know for a fact, I know one person, I know more than one, but I know one person for a fact that I know that played football with us when we were young, and he played football. And when he played football, I think that some of the behavioral problems that he had later on in life dealt directly with the head trauma that he probably went through while playing football. And he never made it to the NFL. Who got it worse off, him or the NFL player? Shout out to Gully Boy Revolution. He was saying a whole bunch of stuff when he came in. I just felt like didn't feel like reading it. He says the NBA and college players too, even basketball. My uncles all play D1 and all have had a hip or a knee replacements. That's a fact. When I see people that poop, when you see people that hoop, you could tell them. Like a hooper know another hooper. Just by the way we walk, just by the way we move most of the time. Somebody that hoop, you know another hooper. You know somebody that spent years and years and years playing basketball. You know them. What up, King Supreme? King Supreme said, what up, Fraud? Stop in the morning chat room. Kids in Texas blowing out their knees and ACLs before they leave high school because they've been playing both sides of the ball since elementary. That's a fact. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Black Wolf Malik with the $10 drop and is attached to a bomb. And it's attached to a bomb. Like, what? Is he a terrorist? Is this some Al Qaeda bucks? Is this those ISIS bucks? Is this that Iranian money? Oh, you call me Frost? That's what it is. I like Frost. There's only one person that calls me Jack to my face. Two. They're both females. There's only two people that call me Jack to my face. Every other time they talk to me, they call me Frost. CK don't count. That's family. Yeah, that's a fact. Like I got a bad knee, right? I got a really bad knee, right? Okay, so real quick, for everybody that don't know, I used to jump out of the moon, but I was also only weighing like 165, 170. So when I go jump and I'm like my hops was retarded, and I was only weighing 165, 170. And on top of that, I never really jumped my hardest. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm one of those people that I don't care about outshining you. That's not important to me. What's important to me is that I do better than I did last time. You feel me? No, I'm not that tall. I'm 5'10". And I've been dunking. I was dunking like when I was like 5'8", 5'7". I was dunking. That's neither here nor there. So I have a bad knee, right? Because when I was 170, 165, 170, and I was doing all that flying around, jumping, it wasn't a big problem. But when I got up to like 185, 190, and I'm running around on concrete cement, running around, jumping and doing all this other stuff, that's just started doing a lot of wear and tear on my knee. So right like now, I kind of got a bad knee. And that's why sometimes like even when like that's another reason why I gotta lose some weight. Like right now I'm like at like 205 last I checked, like two something like that. I'm trying to get back down to like 190, 185, 190. Like chisel it up more, trying to get down. Because I want to hoop this summer. I've been working out, mostly just working out. You understand what I'm saying? Working out, working out. I've been a little bit of lifting. I got to start heavy on legs. I think I'm gonna start heavy on legs maybe next week or probably towards the end of this week. I'm gonna start heavy on legs. Um, See, I got all the shit in my crib. Like I don't even need to leave. I got bench everything in my crib. You know what I'm saying? I got weights in my crib. Yeah, so I'm bad on my knee. I have one knee that's just really bad. Well, a lot of the shorter dudes dunked, I think, because a lot of people got to understand sometimes dunking doesn't always have to do with how high you jump. Because I know some dudes that jump high as shit and can't dunk. It also has to do with your dexterity and your ability to simply be able to put the ball in the damn in the I hate the fact that that shit is backwards, so I can't never tell. And to be able to put the ball in the hoop, like some people, they get up there and then when they go to dunk, they like throw the ball in like off the backboard or off the back of the rim, and it pops out every time, and they can't put it in. Like you understand what I'm saying? Like they jump up, they grab the rim like that. They think that they trying to put the ball in with these fingers or something. I don't know what the fuck they try to do, but they jump up with the ball and instead of I got a ball, I'm not going to get my ball. They jump up with the ball, and instead of going up and putting the ball and throwing the ball in and then grabbing the rim on their way out, what they're doing is like then grabbing the rim on their way out. What they're doing is they're just jumping up to the rim and grabbing the rim like that with the ball in their hand, hoping that the ball goes in. That's not the way to dunk. Now, anybody here that's ever dunked, you can probably tell I used to dunk. Just put my explaining. Like I really used to dunk. Like what the fuck? I'm not bullshitting you. Well, you got to get the ball into the rim. That's part of the problem. People not putting the ball. People just jumping, holding on to the ball, and then trying to like grab the rim. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not how you dunk. What up, Rio? Oh, you watching me and Undisputed at the same time? Salute to them. Um, Undisputed is better than First Take now. Not for nothing. Undisputed is better. Yeah, so I've always been like athletic or whatever. Like I'm always like I'm that dude that could do the Iverson crossover with the left hand, Iverson crossover with the right hand. I do all that. Like I'm that dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm the guy. I'm scary. Got a guard. I got to get back to that. What's up, Auden? Oh shit, S. Orban. What up? I ain't seen you in a long time. That's a fact. Um, yeah, she's a little bit more bubblier. Molly's her own personality now, and I think that's encouraged on First Take, and that's cool. I like that. I like to hear Molly's viewpoint some of the time, even when I don't agree with it. I hear that. Rio said I couldn't dunk, but I could throw one hell of a punch. The turn Havison said, "You the best, Ross. Appreciate you." No, I don't think I if okay, we somebody says I'm a new listener. Do I think Eminem is the GOAT? Um oh yeah, there's gonna be people that's gonna subscribe to your channels just to talk trash about me because they're trying their hardest to get people to stop watching this channel. So as you can see, we don't even got 100 people in here. So apparently, I guess what they're doing is working with some people. I don't know. But apparently, like there's like I don't know if it's one person or a whole group of people that they're like dedicating hours of their day to contacting anybody they see on this channel so they could just talk shit about me. So shout out to that. Hey, what's up, Kendra? How you doing? Yeah, so it's just people doing that. There's nothing I can do about that. So also, if you donate to the channel, they've definitely subscribed to you. You're doing great. That's dope. You should call me after we get off. Yeah, I used to like I used to really be like I used to really be like I used to really be that dude, man. And I think that's why I take to this the way that I take to this because like I don't really like popularity isn't important to me and nothing like that, but I've literally been places and been extremely popular and didn't even know. Like seriously. Like I didn't know I was popular when I was in high school until oh I had any type of popularity in high school until like 7, 8 years after I graduated. I had no idea. Shout out to Trap Law Ross with the $10 drop. He says, "Why are the other channels hating on you?" I don't know. I don't know why the other channels are hating. I don't know what to tell you. Um, Bree Powell on it. Shout out to Bree Powell with the $10 and 10-cent drop. She says, "I got. I'm trying not to sort of something on my phone. I got time. That's how I envision her laughing when she sent this text. She was like, I got time. That's how I envision Bree Powell laughed. Shout out to Bree Powell. I just be silly and shit. Shout out to Bree Powell with the petty drive. We're gonna send Bree a heart. Shout out to Bree. That's how I envision. She pressed the button. Oh man, she's like, I got schemes, my machinations. Kenyatta Peterson says I should have my own sports channel. Well, I know a little bit about sports. I know a lot about sports. Yeah, so I didn't even know I was popular, apparently. So some chick that used to be in my school with me started dating me after like 6-7 years later. And then she was like talking to me, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And she was like talking to me, like having a whole entire conversation with me. I don't know how long the conversation. We was having a dumb long conversation about some shit, and I didn't even know. But she was talking about school, and then she finally was like, "What are you talking about? Like you was popular?" And I'm like, "I was not popular. I was just me." The Simpson got the Super Bowl wrong. Okay. Do I think? Oh, y'all asked me an Eminem question. Um, yes, men do. I do like a female that I can and talk about the shit that I interest with. The shit that interests me. I love having a female around me that we can talk about things that interest me. So yeah, I'm pretty sure females love when a guy is with them that can talk about shit that interests them. Um, do I think Eminem is a GOAT? Nowadays, in this climate that we live in, there could be more than one GOAT for some weird reason. So I guess that's out of respect to other people's opinions. Now we allow for there to be more than one GOAT. I think without a shadow of a doubt, Eminem is one of the GOATs. I don't even think that's a question. I think Eminem is one of the GOATs. I think Jay-Z is one of the GOATs. I think Nas is one of the GOATs. I think Rakim. If you want to know who's the greatest of all time, period, then it's Rakim, because we wouldn't have half of these guys if not for him. God said I take 7 MCs. I put them in a line. I get 7 more brothers who think they could rhyme. Well, it don't even matter because it'll take 7 more before I go for mine. Now that's 21 MCs ate up at the same time. Just think about how arrogant that is. You know what? All right, whatever. Take 7 MCs, right? I want you to put them in a line. I'm going to battle those guys. But, that's not enough because, they're just MCs. So also get 7 more people who think they can rhyme. Let's get all these bases covered. But besides that, then you can go get 7 more of whoever the hell you want to get, the best or worst. It don't even matter. Just go get 7 more. Rakim is the best, greatest rapper of all time. It ain't close. The biggest, I'm going to tell you why Rakim is the greatest rapper of all time, period, and it isn't even close. Because the difference between Rakim and the next best rapper was way more vast than at any other point in hip-hop. Who is the next best rapper after Rakim? Some people are going to say KRS-One. Some people are going to say LL. Some people are going to say, I think KRS-One personally. But who's the next best rapper during Rakim's time besides him? You understand what I'm saying? Like who? I'm talking about during Rakim's time. During Rakim's time. Who else was rapping when Rakim was rapping? That was KRS-One. And he was vastly better. Who else you gonna say? Big Daddy Kane? But he was Big Daddy Kane called him up and asked him to take his name out of a rap. Because he ain't want to get involved with a beef with him. That song, not Know the Ledge, Let the Rhythm Hit Him. That's a Big Daddy Kane diss. He called up Rakim and asked Rakim to take his name out the song so people don't know he talking to him. Right? Listen to Let the Rhythm Hit Him. He's talking about taking Kane girl. Listen to it. I'm the arsenal. I got artillery. First, he's telling you, I'm the arsenal. I got artillery, lyrics, and ammo, rhymes and rhythm. Then I'ma give a piano. Get a bulletproof vest, nothing to ricochet. Ready aim at the brain. Now what the ticker say? Temples trifle, felt like a rifle. Massaging melodies might go right through simultaneously like massaging melodies might go right through simultaneously like a Uzi. Nothing could bruise me. Lyrics let up when ladies say don't lose me. Now he starts talking about the girl. So reload quickly and you better hit me. Talking to Kane. Reload quickly, so you better hit me. And don't let this Fifi get with me. You step on the 007, better make it snappy. No time to do your hair, baby. Something, I don't know that line. Beats a bullet paths and goes on target. What? All hit and watch the guard get quick as the tongue is the trigger, cause it's real fast. Let off some rhythm, let off some lyrics at him, let him feel the blast, penetrated at a crazy rate. This ain't a 38. Because it's coming too quick, and 38 is pop, pop, pop. Penetrated at a crazy rate. This ain't a 38. Hit him at point blank range and watch him radiate. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Shout out to Rue Jones with the $10 drop. He ain't got no comment. Because he hitting him at point blank range and watching them radiate. Put him out of ammunition. I'm done with him. Yo! Nah, man, get out of here. Rakim the best. Rakim's the best ever. So please don't come in here with that anybody else. To me, Rakim is the best ever that ever is. If we could only say one GOAT, period, it's Rakim. There is nobody. There is no one that was as good as Rakim was when he was good. As far as how much better he was than the rest of the field. And when you got a field that includes a Cool G Rap, includes a LL Cool J, includes a Big Daddy Kane, when the field includes these skills, these guys were great. Kane was great. Cool G Rap was great. LL was great. And he was that much better than him? And he was that much better than them. That's my point. Nas, same reason. Nas, same reason. Same reason. What people tend to forget is when NWA dropped and when Snoop Dogg dropped, that was the end of New York rap. When NWA dropped, right? They created a whole entire movement that still exists to this day, whether y'all realize it or not. That whole F the Police movement. They created a whole entire movement. The F the Police movement now is part of the no snitching movement. It's the same movement. That's why when somebody said something earlier about Colin Kaepernick, Jay-Z stealing Colin Kaepernick's movement, and I'm like, this is not Colin Kaepernick's movement. This is the civil rights movement. Civil rights movement never stopped. What do you think Tamika Mallory ain't out there fighting for? What you think Mike Son is out there fighting for? They're fighting for civil rights. I think y'all need to show these people more respect, personally. You think Yandy Smith was out there fighting with them for? Civil rights. You think they down in Mississippi? Civil rights. All right? So, just, I mean, let's stop letting other people trick us into thinking old shit is new shit. That's all I can say. Anyway, when NWA drop. Remember, NWA drop. That was just crazy. And then they got into their problems, right? Then freaking Ice Cube drop. That was just heavy. They was just West Coast was just that whole camp was running shit. Then the DLC drop with one of the greatest albums ever. DMC, one of the greatest. I mean, not DMC. DOC. Nobody can do it better. Is one of the greatest albums ever. Go listen to it again, and you have to convince me it's not. As far as artistic skill, lyrical capability, beats, and everything else, that's one of the greatest hip hop albums ever. Rap albums ever. Okay, so then Snoop Dogg dropped. They were running shit. And we're not even talking about the Eazy-E albums. We're just talking about NWA, Ice Cube, DMC, and then Snoop Dogg. If we didn't have Nas, we was finished. Nas dropped 92, 93. If we didn't have Nas, we was finished. Because when Nas dropped that Illmatic, Illmatic is quite possibly the greatest rap album of all time. It's my favorite. I think it is. William Somerville says you a goat on this YouTube bitch. You're a funny guy. One of these days. I could believe DOC is the mastermind behind the Chronic. That's a fact. No. Because Biggie didn't exist yet. You get what I'm saying? When Nas dropped, Biggie didn't exist yet. Wu-Tang Clan didn't exist yet. Jay-Z, he was out there, but he didn't really, the Jay-Z didn't exist yet. They didn't exist. You see, the biggest difference between the rap that was coming out then in the West Coast and the rap that's coming out now, coming out then in the West Coast and the rap that was coming out then in the East Coast, is the West Coast rap was more gearing towards our emotion. You understand what I'm saying? There's some weird shit happen. We don't like it. Fuck it. We gonna pop. That's what West Coast music was about. Hold on. Am I not right? Hold on. This was what West Coast music was about. There's some weird shit happening. We don't like it. Fuck it. I'm a pop. That's what West Coast music was about. East Coast music, in my opinion, was more about the analytical side of why we gonna pop on your ass. Because I just don't want you to be hurt. I want you to know why this shit had to happen. And am I wrong? Wait, hold on. Am I wrong? Let me read some comments real quick. 4,000 Souls said, I agree with you. Have some 100% portrait of a masterpiece. Whirlwind Pyramid. No time to do your hair, baby. Brothers is busting at me. That's all! Woo! Wait, hold on. What song is that from? Busting at me. Beats on bullet path, no long talking. Hold the hard hit. Watch the guard get. Quick as the tongue is the trigger, because I'm real fast. Thank you. Oh, that's the line that I didn't know. You know what? 4,000 Soul. 4,000 Soul is that dude. He just told me the one line. Remember, I was repeating that shit, and I was like, damn, that's the line I don't know. He just told me the line. Shout out to you. No time to do your hair, baby. Brothers is busting at me. Damn, that shit is hard. Hold on. That line isn't, that's a Rakim line. That line ain't hard. No time to do your hair, baby. Brothers is busting at me. Rakim is the greatest. No, we had rap out, and Boot Camp Click was dope, and we had a lot of good artists out here. But I'm talking about groundbreaking artists. That's why I mentioned NWA, Ice Cube, DOC, and Snoop Dogg. When they dropped, all of those albums were groundbreaking albums. Now, did Boot Camp Click have some dudes I like? I like Boot Camp Click. I like freaking Black Moon. I like um I like a lot of those digging in the crates dudes. You understand what I'm saying? I can even go a little bit deeper and be like, yo, I used to like Lord Finesse like hell. I like Diamond D. I like AG and Showbiz. I like AG. AG was nice. But I'm not just talking about good artists. I'm talking about groundbreaking artists. And if we're gonna talk about groundbreaking artists, then that what I just explained to y'all is how the freaking West Coast got the acknowledgement from the East Coast. They had groundbreaking artists. And that's the point I'm trying to make. And Nas's Illmatic was so powerful. Nas's Illmatic was so powerful. I can't explain to y'all that when I first heard the album, I rethought hip hop in general. I rethought, I reconsidered every single thing I knew about rap. Yep, Lord Finesse birthed Jada and Fab. That's a fact. That Jada and Fab style is like from Lord Finesse. That's a fact. Atlanta has been running pop music for a whole bunch of years. I agree with you, Tori Mosley, if that's what you're trying to say. Yeah, I like Brand Nubian too. All for one, Brand Nubian. All for one for all, Brand Nubian. All for one. Yo, that shit was Brand Nubian was dope. A lot of people was dope. DMX wasn't out yet. When I'm talking about when that Nas album dropped. DMX did something totally different. I should start having these discussions with y'all. I should start having these hip hop discussions with y'all. Definitely. We're gonna start doing hip hop discussions. We're gonna start doing hip hop discussions. That's a whole fact. We're gonna start doing hip hop discussions. But that's crazy that somebody is literally contacting every single person name that they see in here to tell them to throw hate at me. So every single that means that they go into every video they ever see me drop to just contact every single like they need me to fail. Like that's crazy for somebody else's life to be so intrinsically rooted in somebody else's failure. Like they need me to fail so bad they don't care what. Like that shit is crazy. Anyway, Atlanta doesn't run hip hop. Atlanta runs pop music because that shit Migos do is not hip hop. That shit Migos do is pop. That shit Future does is pop. That shit is not hip hop. I'm not saying it's not good music. I'm just saying it's not hip hop. It's pop music. Evil Eye said this stuff started over a year ago. Imagine what an individual, let alone 50 people, could have accomplished with all that energy that's been wasted. That's a whole fact. You know what they could have been doing with their lives instead of over here bothering me every 5 minutes? That's a fact. But I said this back then though. I told y'all they's not gonna go nowhere. They're gonna be wasting their own time busy over here thinking about me instead of using that same energy to do something to help their own situations. People were crazy. EPMD was dope. Atlanta, I don't understand why you keep saying hip hop. Tori Mosley. Atlanta doesn't do hip hop music. I'm sorry. Atlanta does not do hip hop music. Name me one hip hop artist out of Atlanta. Can somebody name me one hip hop artist out of Atlanta? Not rap artists. Hip hop artists. Name me one. All auto tune is pop music, by the way. Okay, when was the last time Andre 3000 had an album? So he can't be helping to run rap, right? He can't be running hip hop. When was the last time Andre 3000 dropped an album? I'm gonna agree. Andre 3000 is hip hop. When was the last time he dropped the album? Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't know because there isn't a lot of hip hop being made. Most of the music that's being made is pop music. There's just not a lot of hip hop being made. I can't answer that for you. T.I.'s hip hop, but when was the last time T.I. dropped an album that's good enough for us to say Ludacris hip hop? But when was the last time he dropped an album that's good enough to say that right now they're running hip hop? That was the question. Who do I think is running hip hop right now? Y'all naming me artists that haven't dropped albums. Okay, so Wayne isn't from Louisiana? Ain't Wayne is like from Louisiana or something like that, right? What are you talking about? Why are you saying Wayne in the same vein? Oh, he might be talking about something else. My apologies. No, I mean rap. I'm talking about hip hop. Just because somebody is rapping, that's not hip hop. We see you ever seen them commercials where they got some person rapping like I don't know, a bees in the knees, a C's in the keys, or some stupid shit. I don't know. That don't make that hip hop. Every time you see one of these Sesame Street have like rap on there, that don't mean that's not hip hop. They're rapping, but that's not hip hop. When you see these commercials for I don't know advertisement, I don't know Sprint or some shit, and they rapping, that doesn't make that commercial hip hop. That commercial is just doing rap. You understand what I'm saying? If that makes any sense, we gonna have to call this a day though. I'm gonna have to pull up off of here. Uh, R.I.P. Pimp C. That's a fact. We got to start having more conversations about hip hop. That's a whole fact. We don't have enough conversations about hip hop over here. We need to definitely start having more conversations about hip hop. We're gonna get on that. Um, yeah, R.I.P. the pimp. That's a fact. Yeah, they don't know the difference between rap and hip hop. Not their fault. That's a fact, big heads. Yeah, I'm not trying to speak bad about nobody either. So hope nobody took it that way. Shout out to Carlos Monte for the 199 drop. Shout out to William Somerville for the 299 drop. Shout out to Bree Powell with the $3 Petty Wars drop. Looking from the trees. And it seems like she's doing the Clint Eastwood eyes from the trees. And she also has a some ladybug and frost emojis. Shout out to you. Shout out to William Somersville with the $3.01 petty drive. Shout out to Bree Powell with the $3.03 petty drive. Shout out to William Somerville with the $3.04 petty drive. Shout out to Black Wolf Malik for the $5 drop. Shout out to Bree. Bree's just looking for people to be petty with. Shout out to Bree Powell with the $5.05 petty drop. And she says, live from the petty capital. Shout out to Malik Wolf. Shout out to Black Wolf Malik with the $5.10 petty drop. Shout out to William Somersville, who was trying to beat Malik but didn't with the $5.10 petty drop, 10-cent petty drop. Shout out to Bree Powell with the $6. She's Queen Petty. $6 drop. Shout out to Black Wolf Malik with the $7 drop. Shout out to Bree Powell once again with the $808 drop. Shout out to Malik Black with the $10 drop. Shout out to Trap Lord Reese with the $10 drop. He says, why are other channels hating on you? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Shout out to Rue Jones with the $10 drop. And shout out to Bree Powell with the $10.10 drop through the Cash App. Definitely appreciate y'all guys. Y'all guys are all the best. Everybody's the best. I'm happy that y'all showed up today. We had a nice conversation about some nice things without arguing, going back and forth. As you can see, we usually just kick the people that just come here to argue. This isn't an arguing forum. That's not what we're here for. We're here to try to encourage each other. We're here to try to exchange information. And we're here to just try to be civil. let's just improve as a people. You understand what I'm saying? And then for us to improve as a people, we have to be able to have conversations with one another. We have to be able to have conversations with one another. We have to be able to talk, and even though we don't agree, we have to be able to communicate back and forth. And I think that we live in this weird day and age now that as soon as somebody don't agree with you, the first thing that people seem to do, shout out to James Belcher. Yo, tell Tina I said what's up. Shout out to Black Wolf Malik with the $10 and 10 cent drop. And he says he's looking at Bree. You know, she dropped $10.10 also, right? He said he's looking at Bree, so shout out to that. um, yo, what up, Star? Chilling. Um, so we need to be encouraging one another. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I get it. It's cathartic to yell and scream and curse at people and get out all of your animalistic bestial intents. You know what I'm saying? To get all that out, to get out that frustration. That shit's, I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's cathartic. But remember this. Whenever you're doing that, you putting negative energy out into the world that has no choice but to come back to you. Let's promote positivity to not just the community, but to ourselves. And the way that we promote positivity to ourselves is by not engaging in bullshit. The way that we promote positivity to ourselves is when we have the opportunity to be positive or negative, choose positive. The way we promote positivity to ourselves is sometimes we have to make sure that we put ourselves in a position where we can't be effed up, we can't be confused. People don't think that we doing BS or bullshit. That we're out here and we are actually trying to be a part of our community in a positive manner. So that's something that we need to do. We need to promote positivity inside of ourselves. So today, this is what I want everybody to do today. Today, right? I want you to work on being selfish for the right reason. I don't want you to overextend yourself to nobody. I want you to draw a line in the damn sand, a fair, extremely fair line in the sand, and don't budge. Because today we're working on our convictions. Today we're working on our personal self-esteem. And today we're working on the confidence that we emit. So we're drawing lines in the sand all day today. Fair lines. And we're not budging. We're going to tell the earth to move. Shout out to Bree Powell with the $10.50 drop. She says, District of Petty, don't come at me. She was like, wait, he said my name? She started, like, I don't know what the women do, like tying their hair up. I don't have the slightest idea. Just fixing their bra. I don't know what women do before they fight, but that's what she started doing. Yeah, Rakim doesn't really curse. I used to never curse in my raps. I actually had somebody pull me to the side one time and said that I need to curse a little. I used to never curse. With that being said, yo, look, I love y'all. Yeah, grease up. I don't know what the women do, but Bree Powell did all of that when she was preparing herself for whatever bullshit she believes Black Wolf to be on. She did all of that. Pulled up her stockings. Do they do that? I don't even know if they do that. Anyway, I just y'all don't understand how y'all don't understand how funny I think I am myself. So I really don't be wanting to laugh some of the time. But some of the times I do shit that I think I'm gonna be the only one that find funny. I don't know if y'all find this shit funny, but because I be having reference points to the shit I be saying that I might know about. Anyway, neither here nor there. Yo, look, I love y'all. Everybody, please go out there, be confident, be strong, be you, be great. That's what we doing today. Today we gonna be great. Ain't not a damn soul gonna be able to stop us. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. Seriously. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.